And then another bit of information. So, when these bands come out and announce that they are retiring, sometimes I scratch my head and go, well, really? Are they, again, we've got Kiss, we've got Foreigner, they were retiring, and I guess they are, but they're still out there, which is great. I'm not saying anything bad. It's just, Cher's retired a few times. So you just don't really know. You kind of take these announcements with a grain of salt sometimes. So Aerosmith did announce that they were, they're retiring, they're off the road. Well, it just recently came out. This is from metalinjection.net that Tom Hamilton, bassist for Aerosmith, he now is in a new band. And his new band is called Close Enemies. So you have to kind of think, all right, well, Aerosmith must really be done if he's starting this new project. I mean, new projects can start and then people can stop them and then go back to what they were doing. But, there is nothing out there about Steven Tyler right now. I can't find any information out about him. You just hope he's okay. He had that terrible, terrible throat injury. Oh my gosh. Like he's singing while his throat is bleeding and he's performing and still going through that. So his voice, not good. So Tom Hamilton did put out on his Twitter last Friday about his new project. He said, hey, I need to tell you guys something about a band I'm playing with called Close Enemies. We have a bunch of good songs recorded. We're going to release one soon. Meanwhile, we're doing a show in Nashville on October 11th in Nashville at a place called Eastside Bowl. Please come. So if you are an Aerosmith fan, go and see Tom Hamilton. I watched this really interesting YouTube video yesterday. I can't remember the guy's name. He did a fabulous review on a show he went to go see. The headliner was Big Daddy Kane. If you can go and look that up, this guy was great. I thought he was fabulous, the reviewer. And he talked about how he only knew about this show. There were, a few artists. Oh my gosh, what? Michelle A. That's who was in it, because we used to play her on our radio station. I'm looking at a jacket, Kicks 106 back in the day. So that's why I knew who she was. The other act, I didn't know who he was. Big Daddy Kane, of course, you know who he is. And I think there was someone I think there were 4 acts total, and Big Daddy Kane didn't come on stage until like midnight. So this reviewer, again, I thought he was fabulous. And I'm so sorry I didn't write his name down. I should have. Hopefully I can find it and put it in the description box later. But he talked about how he only knew about this show because he listens to some of these artists on Spotify, and they sent him an acknowledgement that this show was taking place near him. So he bought a ticket cheap. It was under $40 a ticket, and went to the show. He's like, there was no one there. It was empty. The venue was practically empty. He was sitting in the balcony. Then they had everybody from the balcony come down to the front section. And he said, literally, if they had promoted this show better, the place would have probably been filled, sold out, whatever. And it's true. It's all about publicity. It's all about getting your information out there. Now, Tom Hamilton, like I said, I was just kind of poking around at what's going on in the news and everything, and I just came across this. I haven't seen anything about Tom Hamilton starting a new band. Tom Hamilton from Aerosmith. Hi, like this should be big news, right? But it's kind of not. So go to Nashville on October 11th to see Tom Hamilton. You can't go wrong with that. You really can't. And Aerosmith, since they did announce their retirement, this is from Forbes.com. You gotta love the Money magazine, don't you? Well, since they announced they were retiring, their catalog is doing phenomenally on streaming. But really, how much money are you getting from streaming? Unless this is a great question for you guys. Do artists, and I would love to know if there's any artist out there who may perhaps stumble across this, let us know. Let me know. Do artists make more from their YouTube videos than they do from streaming? I'm going to go with yes. They probably make more from their YouTube videos. I don't know. From what I've read, streaming pays like a millionth of a penny on a penny. The money is just not there. But if you have millions and millions and millions, of course, that adds up. However, I would love to know the answer to that question. Do artists make more on YouTube than streaming? I want to know.